Well, as we get into this morning again, tracking what's left of some of that cold rain, eventually, though, is going to try to catch up to, or that cold air is going to try to catch up to some of that cold rain right now and flip that over to a few of those snowflakes later on this morning. Timing-wise, I think it's going to be a little closer to 8 and 9 o'clock. We're going to watch another little slug of moisture. It's going to try to ride right along that boundary and maybe put down a little bit of some light accumulations down around I-44. I think we may be looking just at a dusting down around Marys, Phelps, and Pulaski counties here in far southern portions of mid-Missouri. And then that's going to be off to our south and east. We're not going to have to worry about that going forward into tonight. But by tomorrow, again, temperatures only getting back into the middle 30s, and that's kind of where the problems start here. We're not going to be very warm as we head into the overnight hours. And then we're going to add on some more moisture. Our next storm system is going to be moving in from the south here by about 7 and 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Unfortunately, though, what we're looking at, we have one of those, what we call a warm nose aloft. So anything that's going to fall, it's going to try to fall as some snow. It'll melt and then try to refreeze on contact here with these temperatures right around that freezing mark as we get into Thursday night into Friday morning. And that could be definitely causing some problems out on some of those roadways. We'll be tracking this closely, but here's how Future Track has that going forward into about 4 and 5 o'clock. Still looking at some pretty decent freezing rain coming down, but by about 7 and 8, starting to push it off toward the north. Still may see a little bit of that lingering drizzle in some of our northern counties, but eventually, though, by about midday on Friday, I think we can kick it off to the north. But looking at Ice Tracker, again, that brighter shade of pink, that's where our better chance is going to be at picking up about a 1/4 inch of ice, and that can certainly do some cause some problems here as we get into mid-Missouri, as we get into New Year's Day. Again, that's about where that disruptive level is. I don't think we're going to quite get all the way up to about a high-impact or crippling event just yet, but again, stay with us. That can always change here with these freezing rain forecasts. They're a little bit tricky, but we are expecting some tricky travel conditions here, again, Thursday night into Friday morning. So if you're going to be doing any sort of traveling, again, you may want to think about that twice here as we get into our new year, 2021, going to be on a bit of a slick condition. But what may help us out? Again, this is where it becomes a little bit of a tricky forecast. It's going to be raining pretty hard, and that means it's not going to be quite as efficient at kind of building up some of that ice, especially on some of those area roadways, those surface temperatures. You may have saw that on Future Track. They're going to be pretty close to that freezing mark. If we're off by a degree or two, again, every one of those matters. So it's going to be something that we're going to have to watch here going forward. And that warm nose I alluded to, it's pretty warm, so those raindrops that are going to come out a little bit warmer than they typically are this time of year. So we got a lot to track going forward and a lot of time to do so here. Have a winter storm watch. That goes in effect for this storm system here Thursday night into Friday morning, and then by Friday afternoon should be out of our hair across mid-Missouri. We got another chance at picking up some light snow, though, Saturday. Another disturbance that's kind of worked its way out of the woodwork. Don't expect a whole lot of problems with it, but could be picking up about a 1/2 inch of some snow as we kick off the weekend.